What's going on, everybody? This is Zephyr Chung with Iris Diecast, and today I'd like to review this 118 Minikraft Hyundai Equus sedan. As you all know, there aren't many Korean model cars for sale, and all of the cars I reviewed so far are made by Chinese brands, like Audi. So while they come with some pretty fancy features, they lacked finishing and had weird proportions. Well, this Equus is made by a Korean model car company, Minikraft. They produce some other Korean large size sedans as well, like the Hyundai Genesis, Hyundai Genesis G80 and G90, and Kia K900. These are very popular in Korea, so they go around $150 used if you can find one at all for sale. So the Hyundai Equus. Many of you are probably not too familiar with this car. This is the top of the line flagship Hyundai, and this particular model is the facelift version of the second generation. After this generation of the Equus, Hyundai decided to market their flagship under the new premium brand Genesis. So actually, the Genesis G90 is a successor to the Hyundai Equus. So here is the front of the model. The headlamps are well made. You can see that they did their best to express the complicated LED patterns of the facelift Equus. It's really elaborate, and it's well detailed, and it shines like as if you're looking at a diamond. But it isn't finished perfect, so it's not really enough to be compared to higher end brands like Auto Art. For example, the LED patterns here, they are a little bit blurred. The patterns are not very clear. The Equus, being a flagship sedan, uses a different logo. It's not the usual Hyundai logo you see. It kind of reminds me of the spirit of Equus from Rolls-Royce. The grills are all open. The edges are made in chrome, and the actual lines are made in die-cast metal, so it's really nice. I really like that. Too much use of chrome can make the car look flashy, which doesn't go along very well with this particular model. They even got the camera over here. The pre-facelift Equus used to have moldings, chrome moldings on here, but they got rid of it in the facelift version to give it a more elegant look. They used a separate plastic part for the fog lamps down here, and the intakes over here are blocked. Here is the engine bay. The Equus comes with a 3.8 liter Lambda V6 or a 5.0 liter Tau V8 engine, and this model comes with the V8. It uses gas lifts to hold up the hood like the real car. This is a rather premium feature you only see on more plush model cars. There isn't all that much to see in the engine bay itself because of the hood covers over here, but everything is done neatly. You can see the paintwork and the little warning stickers are done cleanly, and they used emblem parts for the V8 logo here. It's a pretty refined and high-class engine. And off to the side, one fun feature is the folding mirrors. You can fold the side mirrors. You don't see a lot of these even on Auto Art cars. They even did the side indicators with the plastic part, while some cheaper cars usually just paint them on. The opening parts gap is pretty good in general. I mean, it is pretty noticeable. It isn't all that noticeable, even though the body color is pretty light. You can also open the gas cap, which is really cool. You don't see a lot of this. This car does have a lot of fun features. The door handles and the chrome strip down here is made in chrome, and you can see they finished it really well. It's not uneven or stuff like that. It's really nice. What I really like about the facelift Equus over the pre-facelift model are these turbine rims. The earlier models had flashy chrome rims, but this diamond cut turbine rim is really elegant and beautiful. Of course, the rim details are really fine. And of course, they have the brake pads, the disc brakes down there. And they have the tire decals, which is pretty cool too. And here is the interior of the model. The car has a really big door opening angle. And of course, the doors open inward, so the hinges are hidden. The door panel quality is just meh. It's not anything fancy. I mean, they do have all of the switches over here, and the wood trim and the memory seats and all that. But it's not very clean. I mean, it's kind of blurred, the buttons. You do have carpet for the floors, and the seats are made out of plastic. They did their best to express their buttons and all the fancy features that the Equus has. I was really impressed by the control panel down here. They even got the little letters on the buttons, which was really cool. And here is the view from the other side. And here are the rear seats, and of course that's where you want to be in an Equus sedan. It's really spacious in here. After all, the Equus is much longer than 5 meters. You've got the rear monitor over here and a very well detailed center remote console, which is pretty cool. Again, the finishing is not perfect. You can see the paintwork on the wood trim. It's not very clean, but I think we can all agree that they definitely try to express the details in this car. One really interesting feature of this model is that you can tilt the sunroof, which is pretty cool. I believe you can fully open it, but I'm afraid I'll break it. It's a pretty thin piece of plastic, so we've got the tilting sunroof. Here's the rear of the model. Personally, I think the rear proportions are a little bit weird. And if you look at it from this angle, the rear lamp seems a little bit too big. But they did an okay job with it in terms of detail. Again, refined and sophisticated LED pattern works. All of the logos on this car uses emblem parts, from the Equus logo to the VS500 logo. The VS means it's a sedan model, and the 500 stands for the displacement of the engine. So a 3.8 liter sedan would be VS380, and the limousine model, which is the B-pillar stretch version of the Equus, would use the VL500 logo. While I do appreciate them using emblem parts for logos, the center Equus logo seems to be a little bit too big. You can see that's very thick, and it stands out a little bit. It's a little bit odd in terms of proportions. They've got the parking sensors down here, and the mufflers are finished very nicely. It's open with chrome edges. It's pretty refined and nice. They've got the heated windows up here, and one thing I was a little bit disappointed was how they just painted these rear assistant lamps. And here's the trunk. You do have carpet material in here, and you can open the flap to see the spare tire kit inside there. Here is the undercarriage. Nothing fancy, just moderately detailed. This car comes without suspension springs, so I think it's best if you display it on its official box with the wheels of the car off the ground, because this thing weighs a ton. And just displaying this car on the ground would be I think it'll put a lot of pressure on the axles because of the car weight. So that's it, my review on the 118 Minikraft 118 Minikraft Hyundai Equus. It's a fun car with a lot of features: folding side mirrors, tilting sunroof, opening gas caps. You don't find them too often. It is definitely a well-detailed model, although it lacks finishing a little bit in some areas, but it's nothing too serious. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please click like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys soon in a future video. Thank you.